What's up? Y'all know what it is. Your boy Big Boosie. Street Knowledge Podcast. Make sure y'all like, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification button so y'all know when I'm up here, man. Trying to wait for a few people to come in. We got a lot of crazy things going on out here, y'all. It's looking real sketchy outside. It's looking real sketchy. It's looking real sketchy, man. One thing I always tell people, when you got you a crew and a team, always make sure your crew and your team is straight, regardless. Major, what's up? Always make sure your crew and your team is straight. When you got a crew and a team up on you, and treat them how you want to be treated, and don't look down on them because they don't have the same mental. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what happened, man. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Okay. So anyway, I was saying, when you got a team, you don't never look down on them. You don't talk to them crazy and all that. Sometimes it might get that way. That's just you running the ship. They might do certain things or go crazy when just not following the way you needed things to be handled. So just don't you don't never want them to feel like like they ain't nobody. Then you treat other guys you think on your level, you talk to them like men. Because now when the person do decides to, like, man, I'm just getting away from this, they either gonna lie on you. Major said, but when you're one, you come back together and discuss what's wrong. That's a fact. Because now you leave the door for either them to leave. When they leave, they're gonna either lie on you or double back on you, especially if it's a street crew. Double back on you, rob the stash cribs and all that. You might not know who did it, but it's always inside job when that stuff happened, period. And or rob the stash crib or where you live at, have you and your family unalived. All of the above go with that, man. All of the above goes with that type of stuff. Now, when you know you're doing your team right and they get money, you making sure they get the proper money and they happy with what they getting. If you know y'all don't see eye to eye on something, and then they start being rebellious, then when you cut them off, you know you did everything right behind them. And there's other people that will be around that can vouch. Now, he was looking out for this person. He was looking out for that person. And even if they do want to sneak through you because they mad because they was happy with the $10, now they trying to ask for 15, trying to take your kindness for weakness, but you telling them, no, man, we good at what we doing, man. I ain't mad if you want to go somewhere else and do your thing. Which 9 times out of 10, they ain't got nowhere else to go anyway. So, And at least you comfortable in your skin, and you know you don't have to, cut through hurdles and or even make up lies. I'm not saying Fat Joe's lying about anything. I'm just saying, in general, people, you don't have to make lies up. None of that. You can just speak it how it was, what you did for that person, and they got mad or whatever. Now, that's what's dangerous about not treating your team right. Now all these accusations is out now about Joe, which, they saying, TA, if you knew about all these things that he was doing years ago, why you didn't say nothing back then? I don't know the reasons why he might have not said anything. Sometimes they feel like this the only person I got to rely on. Another thing, back then, a lot of New York cats was dealing with a lot of young girls. Let's just keep it 1,000. A lot of them, and it wasn't frowned upon in New York City. It is now because the internet is worldwide and big and open. And the average girl that was young back then, mentals was, let's say if they was 14, 15, their mentals was like 19, 20 in New York. That don't make it right to deal with them. I'm just saying nobody was paying any attention until all this internet stuff started coming about and all of that. Maybe the internet should have came about to save that BS. Now, in Spanish culture, if I ain't mistaken, in Mexico they could be 14-year-old and get married if their parents, co-sign the guy that wants to take their daughter and marry her in their culture, and it's all legal. And I'm sure in a few other places as well. But over here, they don't work that way, period. So I'm just saying this to say, I don't know why TA didn't say nothing when that was going on. I don't know if TA actually seen him actually having, you know, intercourse with a young woman. He might have told, Joe might have just told him, "Yo, all right, I'm out," and leave and broke out with Shorty, or he might have seen Joe go in a room or somewhere with the girl or whatever, close the door, and I see you later on or whatever. Where's her parents at if she out doing certain things? Let's go there. We need to know where that is at, where their parents are at, and some of these parents need to start getting charged with some of these things for real, for real. So there, all the other parents that know where you think you're going. Keep their kids more closer. I watched being around these celebrities get starstruck. Now, like I said, TA might have seen him go in the room or break out with the girl or whatever, and he probably didn't actually see what Joe did. Joe might say, "I ain't do nothing with the girl. We was just chilling." So that's that. Or he might have heard Joe say, "Oh yeah, last night, yeah, I bust Shorty down, da 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 da." Now, if you was hearing him admit to that, then that's what the audience, or should I say the world, is going to want to know. Why you haven't said nothing about it? Now, then, I'm playing devil advocate, y'all. Then you got the other people that might say, well, he's saying something about it now. Even though he is mad, he's saying Joe owed him $500,000 for royalties. He said Joe was gonna, used to threaten him to do threaten him, I guess, when they get into their disagreements when they was in other countries, like, yeah, you keep talking, I'm gonna leave you over here, type stuff. What else? Just so many things we've been, you've been seeing TA on the Panda, what is the Panda Chop podcast? Was going in on Joe and saying Matt a lot of things about Joe. You seen Vanessa said, Boots, this is foul. Even in the complaint, it said the enterprise. They setting this up like they did with Puffy. That's a fact. And that's why I said this civil suit may land Joe criminal Rico now, just because of this lawsuit. Not with because they seen Joe doing nothing. The feds investigating you and seeing you doing things enterprisely with other people. They're gonna just go off of what this said, this paperwork, this civil suit said, and and uh and then try and charge him after that. And that would be crazy. But Joe gotta fight it, and that's just it. Can't cop out, not cop out. You can't settle out in court and give him no money. You're gonna have to fight for it. Cause I don't wish jail on nobody if that ain't what really happened. And not only that, he could have just filed a regular lawsuit, I guess. Other people didn't file Rico lawsuits. They filed regular lawsuits and they still got locked up after the fact. That's a fact. So Finesse said facts. Remember, that's what everybody overlooked with the Puffy trial. Cassie was bad, but it was the little raw lawsuit that read like a Rico case that did him in. That's crazy. This looked like that situation. And definitely that's what it is, Finesse. That's this situation, bro. And that's why you saying that, and that's why I'm saying it. And that's crazy, you know, because we ain't really heard about Lil Rod in a minute. And it seemed like they kind of tore Puff people got it in. His lawyers tore him up. But and not only that, now you got Cassie somewhere threatening to kill somebody on tape now. The good girl face they tried to paint for her, telling the dude that might got footage of what they had did, their sexual encounter the night before, where's that tape? I'm telling you, I'll have you unalive. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna get my blood on her hands, but it will happen. You know, that's crazy. But so you got people that's talking to Joe. Excuse me, that's talking about Joe. You had his boy, God bless, dead Charlie Rock, was saying bad things about Joe. That Joe don't do right. You got what's his boy with the scar on his face? Damn, I ain't gonna remember his name, man. His boy, the rapper one that he cut in the face, saying, you know, bad things about Joe. All of them saying that Joe didn't pay Pun's wife. Major said, I haven't watched the Diddy trial. I know they railroading him. That's a fact. They got a domestic violence charge and fighting it under a Rico and trying to make the jury think that whatever they talking about is Rico. And that's not it. And they I hope the jury is educated on what a Rico is. Gangu Roach said, I told the truth about Joe, nothing personal. What you said about Joe. But so you know, TA been going on that Panda Top joint. Yeah, Cuban Link. Cuban Link is the other guy. Cuban Link is the other guy that was his terror squad close to Joe. You got like 4 or 5 different people saying, you know, the same things, and a lot of them not around Joe no more, but you already know they're gonna say, well, I cut you off, so now you want to say these bad things. So it's deep. Gangu Roach said, I'm the one who took Joe to court over the Big Pun estate and the missing royalties. Wow, that's deep. And what was the outcome to it? Vito Stills, yeah, he telling me now, Vito. And see, you got another guy that's up here that actually took Joe to court. And that's another one, number 5. And then you got Big Pun's wife is number 6. They're saying all things about how money wasn't paid. Now they got out some documents stating how Joe might have swindle money out of Rock Nation, which y'all know Jay-Z and him was rivalries at one time. And then Jay-Z picked him back up. Now, inside of that, they showing that he did some type of paperwork to not to pay the fees that he had to pay Rock Nation. So now that's getting ready to be an eyebrow raised. Oh my God, it's getting deep. And I'm playing devil advocate. I ain't pointing no finger at nothing because I'm just baffled as y'all. But like I say, when you treat your soldiers messed up, this is what happens. Now, if 5 people can say something bad that you did to them, it should be another 5 saying that ain't true. Joe used to do this for us. Joe used to do that for us. And we have not yet to see that out here. Vanessa said that's why Jay was smart to put that cease and desist on Jaguar Wright. You have to do that to prevent these Joe and Puff situations. Yeah, that's a fact. It took Jay a minute before he did that to Jaguar, though. She was running for a minute. And then I guess Jay said enough is enough, but he did it around this time now because when Puff got locked, she was doing all this extra talking and like trying to talk his name into existence of getting the charge. So he had to shut her down ASAP. Don't try to build that up, public opinion, and make people make the feds looking at me crazy, which is still happened anyway. And he had to shut that down. But that's my thing. I'm not giving nobody nothing. We going to trial. Even if I did do it, we going to trial. If and you talk about something that happened years ago, ain't nothing on videotape. I'm not giving you no money. And see, this is what happens when you try to hide, give them hush money up under the thing. When it comes to the light, now all the stuff you was trying to hide for that hush money coming out anyway. Let them know we going to trial, and I guarantee you they ain't gonna want to go that far. And a lot of that stuff wouldn't have came out because the Fed's gonna go and grab everything. I am silent. Johnny Simpson, I am silent. Someone make noise, never mind. $1,000 wallet. $1,000 wallet and silent coins can make noise. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like an empty pot. Make a lot of noise. But when it's filled up with all the right stuff, with all you and you got bread and all that, you ain't got to say nothing. I could throw a penny in there, a nickel, it's going to ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, because we can't see in it. But I could throw it inside of the pot, but it's filled up with dirt, you won't hear nothing. Boom, that's it. That's what, a person that make all the noise really ain't got no money. Finesse says, that shows she wasn't being truthful. She didn't want to take it to court with Jay because she had no proof of those claims. She's a wicked woman for that. Nah, that's a fact. A lot of stuff she ain't say right. I checked on one of the podcasts and told her, she said Big L used to date her and told her Jay-Z was trying to have him unalived. I know that is a lie. Big L is my brother, and the closest ones to him before he became my brother is McGruff. My brother took the boss, and all of them said, man, he ain't never dated her ever. And those was like his everyday brother, like every day. Like, she lying. And not only that, it's inside the block thing why what happened to L. Everybody knew what happened to L. It had nothing to do with no Jay-Z. For her to make those accusations, that's very wicked, bro. So yeah, you're right, Finesse. That's a fact. But TA now, he probably got fed up. He kept hanging around like, man, when I'm gonna get my break so I can get away from him. So I can get away from Joe. And a lot of people, it's hard to break loose. It's kind of like a relationship, man and woman. Finesse said facts. That's why I'm glad you went on Queen's Flip to clear that up. That's a fact. I showed that video to all those people who believe Jaguar lies. Facts. Keep showing that video. Vito said he was going to sign to The Rock. Man, so many conversations we can have about that, man. Guru said, I got an interview on Real Life Street Stars. Oh, I'm going to check your joint out, homie. I'm gonna check you out. I explain how I found Big Pun family in a homeless shelter and paid for their loss. Yeah, I did see you, homie. Salute, man. Salute. That's yeah. That see. That's what's deep to me, man. There's no way in the world I'm gonna leave any one of my friends, mama, sister, parents, grandmama, nothing nowhere. And I know we done made millions of dollars, done ran the streets together, done been in fights together. I'm cool. I won't even do it to some of the friends that I just became friends with now, and we tight over a year. And they showed me loyalty. I'm never ever doing that. Somebody that's sacred to my brother, he ain't here to help them. I can't do it. What was the outcome on the lawsuit? I think she won the lawsuit. Y'all won the lawsuit. Detroit versus everybody say even Jay do his worst enemies like that. I can't believe Joe could do that. Won the lawsuit. And see, if he won that lawsuit, not know if he won the lawsuit, what will make people that like me that don't know no better, don't believe TA? You feel what I'm saying? Now, Detroit versus everybody say he been sneaking under the radar because everyone was obsessed with Puffy and Jay, but Joe just as trifling. So, what I was about to say, so so with TA, it's like what will make people not believe that what TA is selling is saying is the truth. It's like he probably wanted to, man, I'm gonna just get right, man. When I get right, he didn't hope to have to tell his story, but in all naturality, it's like music, people in the music business is still kind of still a foot in the street stuff, and people call you a rat and this and that. But I always tell people you can't be called a rat when you telling about somebody got raped. Oh, let me excuse me, YouTube, the R word. When you saying somebody got, R or SA or whatever, you tell that ain't right, because I'm not being around nobody that ever do that to a woman. I don't want to hear her screaming. I'm in the room, you in another room, I hear screaming. No, nah, bro. I got to check you on that. That's a no. That's a no. So, but I can't explain why TA was around long if he actually knew what was going on as far as seeing it actually happen. Because once a person closed the door and tell you, I see you tomorrow, you can't say that Joe touched the woman or the young woman at that time. You can't say it. But even just going in the room, spending the night with one is kind of crazy also. But Joe saying those accusations is false. So it's like, this is a tricky one, man. Vito still said that's a fact. I seen a few cats try to say Rich was a rat for getting the cops involved with his brother kidnapping. Nah, that was outside of the streets. Kidnapping kids is immoral. That's a fact. Period. It's a sucker move to kidnap a kid. Period. If you got a problem and y'all are tough, you come handle it with me. Tell me what you want. Take it from me. You don't kidnap a kid and then you get street morals and ethics not to call police. Are you crazy? That don't even mix. That at all. Somebody sounds stupid. And it ain't even Rich's call at that point. It's his mother's call. That's her child. She decides that. How you gonna tell his mother no? And she's supposed to accept that? No, he got to deal with his mom if something happened to her. She said, oh, you was telling me not to call the police? What? Get out of here. Whoever ever said that in their life. Now, with TA, who's not going to believe? It's a lot of people that was going in on this poetic Flacco dude saying like, man, I don't believe that. Man, why he coming out now saying it because he ain't getting no money? Now, like I was saying, he might have been with Joe. And Joe kept telling him, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you on. I got you. He'd take a little money. The little money Joe probably was giving him, it was brush off money. As soon as he probably pay his bills, he got to sit around and wait for some more money. Joe could have been giving him enough just to keep him around. That's what it was looking like. Vito said exactly same with the AZ situation, killing those innocent people, but wanted to keep it in the streets. Now AZ earned his place in heaven by giving the victims justice. And once again, like I tell people, when you're in the streets, make sure that you dealing with the right people, even when you selling drugs, and even with robbery. Make sure you're robbing the right person that they won't be able to, or won't know that they won't be going to the police and all of the above. And don't try to use a ethic that you can hide behind for doing that, sneaking inside somebody's house and taking their lives. You snuck inside the house and took old ladies and older men lives, man. And then you snuck the individual also. So how, I don't know how people say people get a pass for sneaking inside your auntie house, your mama house, and they get passes. People think, I don't know, man. That's silly, vanilla conversation, man. It's been a bad week for TS, Terror Squad. Even Pistol Pete been getting exposed. I don't know if this is their karma. They was creating havoc in the industry. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. This stuff comes back to haunt you, man. When you don't treat people the way you want to be treated. You ain't got to be ass kissing, pampering everybody. They got to just follow the rules. If they don't want to follow the rules, then they need to bounce. But you can't also be stringing a person along and let them, yo, man, don't worry, I got you. This gonna happen, this gonna happen. Week go by, you don't hear nothing. 2 weeks go by, you don't hear nothing. 3 weeks go by, they don't even mention nothing about it no more. Now you sitting around like, damn, you might ask them about it. Like, man, I told you I got you, man. And then nothing still don't happen. So now you like, where can I go? What can I do? All corners is deadlocked because you ain't really got nowhere to go, especially if industry, when the person is of caliber, tell people, they gonna say, yo, oh, your man was over here hollering at us. Oh, no, I ain't rocking with don't rock with him. Then they ain't gonna rock with him because they gonna have loyalty to that person that's the big ringleader of the situation. So it's like, damn, I close myself out of this situation, leave out, I ain't got no bread, and people ain't gonna rock with me, then what I'm gonna do? Those are the type of things that have a people back up against the wall to make them sit around longer, and they be hoping one day the person be like, all right, I'm getting ready to go ahead and lock in with you and help them blow up and put them out there, and they get money, and then they can do their own thing, and then they slide away. And when they slide away, then that person that put them on, that was doing them wrong in the beginning, will start saying bad stuff about them over the internet. Yeah, I looked out for him, and then he just dipped on me as soon as I got him right. But the public don't know all the stuff that person endured just to get on and get right. Everything wasn't always right. But the person who is the ringleader that got more clout, the people gonna sway into believing that person. Finesse Analyze said the Cuban Link effect. He said out the blue, Busta Rhymes was barking on him about calling him when just weeks before he gave him his number. It's a nasty blackballing game. Wow. See, I ain't know nothing about that. And that's just how that happens, man. Nobody gonna want to call you. They gonna be like, man, I'm loyal to the big dog, man. Why you calling me? Me, I'm the type of person is, if I'm cool with both of y'all, I'm not gonna be in the middle of it. I'm gonna stay cool with both of y'all. So if it was me as Busta Rhymes and Joe and Cuban Link, and I'm cool with both of them, then nah, Joe, I gotta holler at my boy. I still gotta holler at him. Don't put me in the middle of that because he cool me and you cool me. I don't want to be in the middle of that. Now, if I just seen Cuban link with Joe a few times here and there, you know, and I still know of him as a rapper, whatever. But me and Joe always hanging together and we chilling. And that's my man, man. And you violate him, and whatever y'all going through, I don't even know about it. Joe might violate you. If I know about it, I'm gonna tell him behind the doors, yo, you know you wrong for that, bro. But at the end of the day, I still gonna have to support my boy. So it's a lot of gift and curses with this stuff. But this is one thing that I kind of definitely can agree on. Me listening to the complaint that TA put out, it was saying a lot of things that what the people were saying, he could have been spoke upon it. And I want to make sure I say this correctly. He could have been spoke upon it years ago when he first seen it. It might be to a point where he might could have just kept that one to himself. And or made a regular lawsuit. But when you make a person mad like that, I don't know, man. I gotta think about that. When you make a person mad and TA saying Joe owed him like $500,000 in royalties and not giving him what, yeah, that's crazy. Vito said facts, even the unintended consequences. He messed up Jada's bread now because that podcast is blowing up now. I'm sure investors are side eyeing that show with Jada and Joe. Yeah, you're right. Hopefully, if they fall back from Joe, they just replace him with somebody else. And a lot of people kept saying Jada should have did it with Sheik Luch anyway. They might got their blessing. See, God working in a whole other way. When things is meant to happen too now. They said or even Sheik Luch. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know, man. If he might should have just went with all of that if he didn't go with it at the beginning and he don't really have no proof because Joe's saying that it ain't true. So if you don't really have no proof that that happened and you saying all that, that do make him sound kind of bitter. And now it will get Joe some criminal charges. That's getting ready to cost him millions of dollars, and y'all see what Puff going through. So I don't, agree to that. Maybe it could have been handled another way. Now, if he might have had proof of it, then I don't know. But the Poetic Flacco was saying, people were saying, man, that was 10 years ago, and now you want to talk about it, man. That's ratting. Poetic Flacco said in his beliefs that after 10 years, if you was a rat, your gangster card was took. But then after 10 years, that's out the window. You should get your gangster card back. Man, Poetic Flacco, stop it, bro. And you be around too many thorough street guys doing what you do on the no jumping and all that. Nobody ever gonna agree to that. How could you even think? Once you tell on somebody and take them away from their family, you will do it again. You will do it again. You don't just, they don't get no pass no more. It's a wrap. Go live your life doing something else somewhere else, bro. Don't do that, man. That's crazy. So yeah, TA did a lot of or should I say he put a lot of big things in that complaint that I'm sure the feds has got it on their desk right now, looking over it as a whole, as a collective, as a team right now, seeing where this is getting ready to go, what they can do, make it other charges now. They don't care about spending taxpayers' money, putting that charge together, get it indicted, and they say that the grand jury will indict a ham sandwich if they could. Anybody, once the grand jury say, oh yeah, you got enough evidence, it's a wrap, then they're gonna charge him. Damn, Gongu Roach said that complaint is 157 pages. Whoa. 157 pages. Y'all think that if this civil suit don't go right, y'all don't think that out of 157 pages, 10 of them pages, they ain't gonna get at least 10 pages to make some charges against Joe? This is a tricky one for Joe. He better start getting lawyered up ASAP, man. For real. He better start getting lawyered up ASAP, man. Because that's what's getting ready to come next, man. Puff was known to talk crazy to his staff. I seen it one time with my own eyes. When I was with McGruff, they was on tour. Gruff and we was in DC. We was in the hotel. The Locks, Jada, all of us. We was just in the hotel chilling. Bunch of people. After the concert was over, this was the year when they was threatening to shoot up Puff them concerts and all that stuff. And Puff them was on high watch at the time. But he walked in and started talking to two of the staff like they was kids. I was like, wow, that's deep. And I seen it. So, you know, all the stuff was being heard. When you are looked at as a bad guy, nobody ain't gonna vouch for you, man. Nobody's gonna vouch for you. To say, yo, what? Puff ain't never do that. Puff a good dude. What? Puff this, that. We ain't heard none of that yet from nobody. Only thing y'all hearing that's supporting Puff right now is that ain't a Rico what y'all got him under. And that's what's dangerous for our up-and-coming celebrity stars, star basketball players, movie stars. They can make up Rico when they want to, man. This one is tough, man. This is a tough one, y'all. Like I said, I don't wish jail on nobody. But when you treat your team like that, that's what happens. And you got this many people. Cuban, Charlie, Gun Room, CS. About 5 people saying what Joe did to them. Joe took money from them. Pun wife is in the shelter. Yeah, Roach. Pun wife is in the shelter, man. That's one of the biggest things ever, man. And Epic Eric said Joe was talking greasy about us. Foundational Black, yeah, the FBA. And that's another thing that kind of started the people really start watching Joe. Tough, peace from France. What's up, France? That's another thing that man, that really got Joe looking real skeptical, man. You can't never leave your friend, wife. She shouldn't have never even made it to a shelter. How that even happened? This gonna be a big one for Joe. And more probably gonna come out behind this one, y'all. More probably gonna come out because Joe disputing it. He's saying, nah, that ain't true. None of them. And it showed that Joe tried to silence TA. by putting out a lawsuit on him, cease and desist with your whatever you saying. And it has got quiet for TA for a minute when all this new stuff came about. And people was like, where TA at? Where TA at? He was quiet because this is what he was lining up for. And 9 times out of 10, his lawyer probably told him, just fall back for a second. And the way he came back with this one, you could tell he's angry in this lawsuit. This is an angry at you lawsuit. This ain't I'm just suing you like Roach did. Roach just sued him for what he felt was right with Pun's wife. He could have took it that route too, but he didn't. He just did a regular lawsuit. But TA feel highly disrespected, you know what I'm saying? And Roach could have felt that way, man. You got my man wife in the joint like she ain't nothing in a shelter. Like what? Roach could have felt like that, man, and went that way and and gamble with. I don't care what happens after this lawsuit. When we win it, you get other charges on you and all that's on you. But I'm just saying, he could have made up stuff, all of that. Especially when he had all the right stuff. So TA probably got a lot of right stuff and can be making up stuff on Joe. That's why I'm saying I'm playing devil advocate. He could be making up stuff, but some of the stuff could be true. Some of the stuff could be true. Now, if it's true, it seems like this lawsuit came from anger. You could read through stuff, man. Shannon, I see you. Melanie. But you can read the lawsuit speaks angry man. If it was a woman that did it, you can see it speaks angry woman. This one right here, boy, he went and everything that he could say under the kitchen sink, he said it in his complaint. Roach said 157 pages. Boy, he coming for Fat Joe. Neck, for his neck, arms, everything. And he even tagged all of Fat Joe's sponsors and set off with that. That shows you that man is mad. He wanted the sponsors to know to get Joe stuff nipped in the bud. Major said a scorn woman is nothing to play with. That's a fact. But this is a man, though. This is a man. This TA, you could tell. He must have took a page out of a woman book with this one. For real. Because you tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. You can see this right here. That complaint said everything. He had the young girl in the car. He had the young girl in the hotel room. He took her to here. There he sent pictures of Joe with the young girl to the sponsors, put it online with Joe and the young girl. Said Joe was thinking about leaving his wife for one of the young girls that he was dealing with. He ain't playing. He even trying to stick it to Joe's household when he said that. How Joe's wife feeling about that? And y'all know one thing about women. They gonna remember when certain days when you was saying you was doing this and you was doing that, and they kind of remember, hold up, man, this look like the day when you told me you was over there playing pool with the fellas. This is the day he talking about right here. And now it's gonna create havoc in that house. Boy, yeah. Major said, yeah, a lot of scorned men can become diabolical. Yeah, but some of them go about it the wrong way. They don't know how to put the foot all the way in it. Y'all women, boy, y'all put the foot all the way in it, boy. For real. Epic Eric said they came at TA first. Right. They tried to tell him to shut up and stop getting on these podcasts. And that's a fact. So that's what I told somebody. I said, so he came at TA first. How people gonna be mad that TA came back at him? That's a fact. Thanks for reminding me about that, though, E. Roach said Joe mentioned me 3 times in his defamation lawsuit against TA. Wow. I don't know, man. Joe might have opened up his own can of worms. Cause like they say, if stuff ain't true, why you worry about it? But I know you still can get up there and speak, man. He lying. That's crazy. Shannon said, yeah, we remember everything. We know y'all do. Now that's a fact. You went to the store the other day, your one string wasn't tied. What do you mean? My shoe was tied. No, it wasn't. Remember you tripped when you were, oh, I thought I tripped over the doorstep. No, it was your shoestring. Oh yeah, I remember. Dang. Yeah, y'all remember every little thing. But yeah, Joe might open up his own can of worms. And damn, Roach, he mentioned you in the in TA's joint too. Wow. That right there, and it's just equivalent to Puff paying Cassie that 20 million or 30 million, whatever it was she got, without going through no problems, no hassle, no nothing. He should have went to trial with her for that money. Only thing he could have vouched for is he put his hands on her. He let them trick him with putting that video out there, throw the public perception in there. They threw a mean game on him, real alley-oop style. Throw that video out there, and he like, oh man, she gonna ready to speak every other thing, and that's him trying to hide from all the sexual, crazy, freaky things that he do now. And what's crazy to us ain't crazy to him and the people that like doing it. That's just in their mind. It's just like people eat chocolate covered roaches. Ew, I never eat that, but that's a delicacy for a lot of people. Chocolate covered ants, all that. So his sexual preference of what he do, that's on them. And what he was covering up from paying that 30 million cost him this case that he got for paying it instead of fighting it and say she's lying. Because he didn't want her to come out with all the other stuff, which bit him in the butt. Now he had to do that, get no bond. They didn't even want 50 million, and all the stuff that he didn't want her to tell is coming out anyway. See, this the tricks that they didn't know about because they think they're above the law because they got millions of dollars and they fell for them tricks. Now everybody better catch on to it. All these celebrities better catch on to that move and go ahead and just fight. I'm not giving up nothing. Somebody tell me what I did to them years ago, and I know I didn't do it. But if I did do it, which will never ever in my life rape a girl, take sex, never ever. Excuse me, YouTube, all girl, period. But I'm still, if that was years ago and ain't nothing happened, she ain't say nothing, you just supposed to go down with your shit. I'm not paying nothing, but they too busy hiding the bull crap that they do. Vito said he gonna lose that $400 million enterprise. Joe got a $400 million enterprise? It's nasty work, man. He was too arrogant and didn't listen to his legal counsel's advice. That's why I respect Jay. He listened to Alex Spiro, his lawyer. Okay. Yeah, it was very uh it was very rumored, if that makes sense, or rumored a lot that Joe's very arrogant too. And a lot of people let money go to their head. I remember Joe when he was just coming. We used to be in skate key together, and he used to have on the Andrew Mark butter soft levers, different colors. We used to all wear them too, me and my team. And we used to be in there chilling. Him and his crew. Me and my crew used to be in there chilling. I used to see him, around that time. I hung out with him one time. I was with Roger Barnes when we was the Ciroc Boys, and we was doing a show in Miami at a venue, and Joe and all of us was sitting in there We was waiting for one of Joe boys to pull up. Joe and his wife was sitting there. We was all in the lobby waiting to go in. Roger Barnes and us, Rock Boys, and Fat Joe was the host. So I hung around him then. He ain't seem bad. He was, kind of chilling. It wasn't really too much to do. Yeah, Joe DeVito said, but you remember when he was there, he used to have the ice grill, but we ain't pay that no attention. We ain't care nothing about that. And we was getting busy with whoever, whatever, whenever. Not talk about Joe and them. We just said period, because there was a lot of cats in there with the ice grills and all that. That's a fact. We had got into it with the security there one time, man. We put our sneakers on. We had skates in our hand, busting whoever crossed the melon with skates, and that's a fact. He's saying, I know Unique messed with Joe's man, T Black. That's B.O.'s little brother who Pistol Pete clipped. Yeah, Unique know all them type dudes from back then, man. Mecca Audio was a celebrity to the celebrities back then. The celebrities loved the real big dog street guys. Unique was one of the last of the Mohicans that had a big name besides Fritz, God bless him, passed away. But Fritz was always in the inside. Unique was outside like a rapper and all that anyway. He was one of the first street dudes to be on the mics, and that's how he started the hey yo, all right, started all that on the mics, wilding, got the crowd rolling. He was one of the probably the only one back then that was on his status, that moving birds, that was doing that. So yeah. Now, y'all ready for this one? We got 50 Cent, baby mama, coming out with what he was doing to her. 50 better go ahead and lawyer up now and try to get that nipped in the bud ASAP. Why it's at ground level. Because she talking like 2005 and now it's 2025, 20 years ago. She talking about how he was abusive to her and this and that. Her son liked Sierra. Son came home and said he don't think that, I don't know if she was saying Sierra or it was another woman that the son don't like. But he liked Sierra, one of them, but still, they making it, they starting that right now. That's warming, that's cooking in the pot right now. And then you gotta see, you gotta look at it like 50 was doing a lot of joking on Puff a lot. And now this brewing up on him. This is crazy, man. And who's to say she ain't lying? Then she throw a son in there. So if this the one that got the son that don't like 50, oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Vito said facts. Peter Shue was big time, but he wasn't quite making money like Unique. Nah, he wasn't. Not at all. It was a everyday event for Mega Audio. Big facts. Every day. It was an everyday thing, boy. We had fun every day. Riding the dirt bikes, four-wheelers. We used to have the four-wheelers. We going everywhere. He come waking me up early in the morning. My four-wheeler down there up under the window, chained up. I get up, brush my teeth. His move making time. Finesse said he was doing a lot of joking on Jay as well. Remember, he was co-signing the fake Bubsy accuser. Word, 50 was, I ain't know about that. Maybe it went over my head. 50 got to be careful, man. Karma is undefeated. Yeah. I've been to jail before, man. I was facing 60 years, man. I know what it's like to go to jail, so I don't wish that on nobody if they ain't did nothing wrong. Meaning, SA and women. Beating up old people, beating up kids, SAing young kids, SAing old people, whatever. They need to be out of here, people that do that. Now, a person stealing from the store, and I might sound biased, out there hustling, getting some money, because the government bring that stuff here so they can catch you and go to jail and all of the above, keep them with a job. I don't wish no jail on none of them people. Now, if they get caught, I can't feel sorry for them because they did what they did. But let the police do their job and catch them. That's just that. Now, all that other stuff, when it comes to human nature, nah, you never violate that. It's just the same equivalent that nobody violate kicking your door and then come across your threshold. That's the most safe haven place for us as humans. So between all that stuff, I don't agree with other people just going to jail, you know what I'm saying, with police making up stuff, prosecutors making up stuff. That ain't cool, man. Send nobody to jail, something they ain't do, and or you can write it up in a format to fit the description to get a person locked up and they gotta figure their way out of jail. Ain't nothing cool about that, man. So you know, if you know Fifth was joking on them like that was cool, even if they is my enemy, I still ain't gonna wish jail on my enemy, man. If I got a problem with somebody, I'm gonna handle you. That's it. And see, that's another thing. What people saying about TA, like why he's saying something now. So it's either he say something or he go get his money the other kind of way and do a lawsuit. But I don't, you know, I if it's old, he don't really got no proof, then don't say all that other stuff. Just do a regular lawsuit. But what TA supposed to do? Go get his money the other way? And he ain't a celebrity, big superstar, but he's in the public eye now, so ain't nothing he could do. Half these celebrities be beefing and talking with each other, and they can't do nothing. Y'all really can't beef. Y'all in the public eye. That's why I don't even understand how people get the snitch allegation stuff on them when they are rappers now. They still talking tough or whatever, but they shouldn't. Yeah, when Lou ain't say nothing about the Spanish dudes when they pow Lou, gangster Lou, he kept it 1,000. He ain't go to the popo. He ain't go to the popo. Gangster Lou kept it 1,000. That's a fact. He ain't do none of that. I don't know who pow me. I don't know. And it is what it is, and however it got handled. And them kids vouch for him. See what I'm saying? People can vouch for you when you doing right out here. The same dudes, they basically said what they said about him. That what they did. They said it on their own self on the video, and they said he kept it real. See, and when that type of stuff, when people can vouch for you, and then the other people saying bad stuff about you, now to make me wonder. But it ain't gonna make me wonder when everybody saying the same thing, man. I ain't not. It gotta be not. It's way over 9 times out of 10. Gotta be right. I don't know, man. Vito said, and them dudes went hiding for years. They was hibernating like bears. He said Lou had that presence. Yeah, a lot of people, you know, feel my brother presence, man. That's a fact. You know, he ain't the easiest guy to just walk up to, but it ain't hard neither if he meets you through the right people. So at heart, he's a good dude. For real, for real. He's just different. He just got his different morals of how he think and how he communicate. But once you know he know you his man, everything smiling, joking all day. Y'all having fun, chilling. Well, it's time to get serious that he be back to being Lou. Gangsta Lou. It is what it is. People come around, he don't know he gonna get quiet. And them be like, yo, Lou, man, you know him. I'm like, from where, yo? The last time this, that. Oh, what? I knew he looked familiar. Oh, okay, okay. Then he'll open up. But other than that, it's just called, just don't poke the bear, man. That comes with a lot of those, um, cats that come from that era that has nothing to play with. That's all. It's called respect people, and you ain't got to worry about no gangsters bothering you or none of that. Move with respect. Don't have no griminess in your blood, and don't violate a person's space. And that's how you make it this long. I remember dudes running for the hills when Lou brought out that green fatigue. Yeah, that was his trademark uniform. I was just about to say that for the streets. That's a fact. Yeah, that means it's on and popping. But see, a lot of cats, man, that's in this industry, man, they can't be beefing and going to war. They going to jail. The ones that's beefing. Look at the young thugs and the other cat that he was beefing with, man. And they mama's house got shot up, this and that is all in the trial. People get locked up for that. I think they said, God bless her, thug sister got unalived or something. All that was in the trial. Like, there's nothing you can do as far as acting tough when you are in the street world. So TA is nothing that he could have did but do a lawsuit on Joe. Ain't no going to beef, and not saying it would have been easy if he would have been trying to be beefing with Joe. You know Joe and them is powerful. It's a fact. They are powerful. So that would have still might wouldn't have turned out good for him neither. But you know you can't win a war, you gotta retreat and try to go figure something out. But when you're on top of the world too, sometimes you can't be playing with 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 people and thinking that and take your eye off of them, especially if you know you did something wrong to them. So we can't say Joe did something wrong because it's all alleged. But I'm saying if a person know they did something wrong to somebody, you you better be on point and don't think that just because they weak to you that they won't come from another angle on you, man. And now homie came from another angle with this move that he did. And Major said, "Roll with us or get rolled over." Yeah, homie done came from another angle, brother. And this one is gonna be a long ride. It's gonna be a real crazy one, man. It's gonna be a real crazy one. Watch what I tell y'all. And 50 better go ahead and start like getting that lawyer together. Cause the way his ex or baby mother, all that talking, if y'all see her in more interviews, which I'm sure people is calling and offering her money for these interviews, that money gonna make her don't stop and gonna put the gas and the battery in these police back. And I'm sure lawyers is calling her now all over her neck. Watch what I tell y'all, man. And that's crazy, man. I didn't know he was going in on Jay and all. I'm like, I might have seen something with Jay here and there, but it ain't cool, boy. Damn. Finesse said, yep, once you see them on more interviews, that's someone behind the scenes pulling the strings. Facts. So public opinion will start going crazy, and then it'll lead to the ears of the court system. 9 times out of 10, before they pick jurors, they already done heard about it, so they can tell them don't speak about what you hear in this courtroom. They already know about it. That's why I'll be understanding these court systems with these jurors, man. They don't go out of town somewhere, and not only that, the internet powerful. It's in what 100 some countries, 100 countries. So ain't no too much you can hide. Finesse said, seen it happen with Puff. All these accusers getting hosted on million subscribed subscriber platforms after he sued the liquor company. Yep. It happened with all of them. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, all of the above, man. And that's a whole nother conversation, man. But I got to go get this haircut, y'all. I'm about to be out. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit that notification. I appreciate y'all, my knowledgeable people. We got to talk about R. Kelly because they are saying that they are trying to silence him because the case was a corrupt case. And now they want him out of here. I'm still saying if he was out of here, don't they get still talk about the case if his lawyers push it and find him not guilty? Maybe I guess out of sight, out of mind, but I don't know. But it's dangerous. Can you imagine being locked in, confined? Somebody told you they was about to kill you because the prosecutors paid you, or should I say the government paid them to come and kill you, and they told him. Got him out of there, put him in confinement, and then he didn't want to eat because he got scared, and then he didn't eat the food, but they gave him his medicine, then he OD'd. That's a real scary, tricky one. Like, he got to be sitting in that confinement like, I am about to die, man. They won't let me out, and they can do whatever to me. That's got to be a scary one, y'all. Your boy, Big Boosie, man. I'll see y'all in a minute.